guys. It's 1:30 in the morning right now. And we're gonna have a conversation, just you and I. Okay? It's 1:22 in the morning. I'm sitting here eating a bowl of cereal. Just got out of the shower, just put a face mask on. But something's been weighing really heavy on my heart here lately. And it's my mom overdosing and dying in 2013. Back to the day before she died. So February 8th, 2013, about 11:45 a.m. Almost exactly 24 hours before my mom passed away. Well, that I was told that my mom had passed away. My mom, I was renting out an apartment from a friend of mine. My mom had just gotten out of rehab 1 month and 1 day before February 8th. So she was out 1 month and 2 days before she passed away. I was renting out an apartment from a friend of mine, and you know, I was getting high in that apartment because I was getting high at the time. And my mom had come over and she'd seen me. It was I remember specifically, like, you know, we went and we had picked up some stuff, came back, we'd gotten high together, and when she left, or right before she left, she asked me for a bag, which was the drug that she had overdosed on, which was heroin. And I gave her one. And I asked her, I was like, look, you gotta go see your PO in like 4 days. Is this gonna be out of your system? She's like, well, I'm gonna save this one until after I go see Ryan, which was her PO. I said, alright, fair. And she had a guy with her. He told me his name was Tom. And I remember, you know, after we were getting high, he was like, you know, we were all talking, and he's bragging about how he's wanted out of Columbus, Ohio for multiple overdose deaths that came from his supplier or himself. I do not remember, but I remember asking him, like, why would you brag about something like that? I said, that's not funny at all. Like, that's not cool. That's not okay. And he supposedly worked with my mom, is what him and my mom both said. My mom said his name was Tom. He said his name was Tom. Well, before my mom had left, she had given me, like, just playfully, I remember she smacked my butt. I told her, you know, don't do that. And she's like, why? I made that butt, like, with her little attitude that she would have. Like, I don't know. I miss her so much. So fucking much. And she was like, here's a cigarette for your birthday, because my birthday had passed. Here's a cigarette for Valentine's Day, because it was coming up. And here's a cigarette for right now. And because I had asked her for a cigarette, because I had to go get some. And then she left and all that, and then I hadn't talked to her the rest of the day. Well, that next morning at like 9 or 10 in the morning, my grandma had called me and she said, Megan, I need you to come over to the house. There's something I need to talk to you about. And I didn't know what it was at all. Damn sure did not expect that. So I called one of my friends to take me to go to my grandma's real quick, talk to her, and then go pick up. And I go into my grandma's house and she tells me to sit down. That she's got something very important that she needs to talk to me about. And I really, truly, honest to God, was never, ever, 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 ever expecting it to be that somebody died, let alone my mom, her daughter, because she had not one tear in her eye. She looked completely normal. Completely normal. Looking back at it now, it's expected because my grandma's, she's not an emotional person. She's like she has zero emotion. Zero. Like, even when my grandpa died right in front of her, she had zero emotion. She was worried about money after he died. Minutes after he died. Like, things like that do not bother her at all. And I tell her, like, no, I gotta hurry up, I gotta go, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, Megan, your mom, Chad found your mom dead. And I dropped to the floor. Like, I specifically remember dropping to the floor. And I just kept saying, no, 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 no. And, you know, I finished talking to her and I leave and I go pick up a bunch of heroin and a bunch of Xanax. And I was already doing the Xannies before I even got back to the apartment. And then I went and put as much heroin that I could get to suck up in a syringe without it being too thick to not suck or push back out. Honestly, I do not remember how many. I remember I was snorting fucking Xanax and doing that, and I remember waking up like hours later on the bathroom floor in that apartment, and I kept, like, I was trying to kill myself. I wanted to be back with my mom. I felt like I killed my mom. Honestly, I honestly thought that I killed my mom. I really did. I thought that she went and did that bag by herself, all of it, and that is what killed her. And I thought that all the way up until I had talked to the coroner. And I'm gonna be honest, if it was not for my ex getting out of the VOA as soon as he did, I probably wouldn't be here right now. Honest to God, I probably would not be here right now. Because I was trying to kill myself. Full on was trying to kill myself. I didn't want to live anymore. You know, at the time, my mom was all I really had. Yeah, I had my grandma, but it wasn't nothing like it was with my mom. My mom was my best friend. She was everything. We did everything together. We got high together. We literally did everything together. And I thought that I killed her. And then when I talked to the coroner and he told me, you know, that the stuff was in, like, foil and all that. The stuff I gave her was not in a foil. It was in a balloon, like a legit balloon. And that they had suspicion that it was laced with something, but they were waiting on the test results to come back. And it wasn't laced with anything, but what happened was her heart blew up. When she overdosed, it blew up. That's why there was still the drug, some of the drug was still in the needle. Thought I killed my mom. And I was trying to do any and everything I could to overdose. And it was like, it didn't matter how many Xanax I did or how many freaking bags I would shoot up at one time. I could not die. It was like, God has a purpose for my life. God absolutely has a purpose for my life. And I really think it is to spread, you know, my message, and to spread my experience and my strength and my hope out to other people, to get them help, to save other lives, to save children's lives. And for a long time, for years, my brother wouldn't even talk to me. I really think he thought that I killed my mom as well, or that I had part in it. Maybe not like full on killed her, but, you know, was the one that gave her the stuff that did do that. So what I learned from the coroner was she had to have done what I gave her, because that was not there. I asked him. They didn't find that. They didn't find no balloon wrappers. They didn't find nothing like that. They did, however, find 5, I think he said it was 5 other foiled balloons, or foiled bags. And I had talked to my brother. This was right after my mom died. He said that he had gotten out of school, because he was only 16 at the time. He had gotten out of school, went to a friend's house. My mom was working second shift, and she went and picked him up afterwards. They drove to some janky apartments, my brother said, and she went inside and then came back out a few minutes later, and I'm thinking that is when she picked up the stuff and then went back home. And they were supposed to go look at houses the next day, because she was going to go get a house, buy a house. But, so when I told this coroner investigator guy that there was a guy by the name of Tom that worked with my mom, you know, he looked into it. There had not been a guy by the name of Tom that worked at Mansfield Machine Engineering or something like that. Mansfield Engineer Components, maybe? I forget. In over 6 months before my mom even died. So dude lied about his name, which I honestly do not understand that. How do you lie about your name unless the employee or the employer isn't really checking into things like that, and just writing on, you know, making a badge up with your name of whatever you tell them your name is. But I mean, any job I've ever had, like a legit job, you've had to show ID, show a social security card, show birth certificate, all that shit. But between my ex faking an injury to get out of a court-ordered rehab, and hearing that I really didn't kill my mom, Those are the only two things that literally saved my life. Besides the fact that no matter what, I couldn't die. And I hope that this video finds somebody that needs to hear it, or that knows someone that overdosed themselves and just needs comfort to know that you're not the only one out there. I am here for you, and if you ever need to talk, I am here. I will have plenty of social media platforms linked down below that you can contact me on, including my email. I love you. I'm gonna go to bed. It is probably close to 2 in the morning, and I will see you in my next one. And I just want to thank you guys for always being here for me, and I want you to know that I am always here for you.